It's heating up in the nation's capital as Canberra United welcome the Western Sydney Wanderers to Mackellar Park for round 19 of the Liberty A-League. Canberra sit at the foot of the table but can look to play disruptors as Western Sydney eye a spot in the top 6 finals race, a feat that is slowly escaping the grasp of the travelling Wanderers. It's the first time these teams have faced each other this season, the most recent meeting almost a year to the day last campaign. Well, it's a warm afternoon in Canberra. And let's have a look at how both sides are lining up this afternoon, starting with the home team. Canberra make 4 changes from the side that was handed a tough defeat against Western United last weekend. Matilda Michelle Heyman returns to the starting 11, as does fan favourite Vesna Milivojevic, alongside Holly Murray and Maddie Whittle in just her second start of the season. Ruby Nathan, Maria Cote-Rojas and Ava Piazza drop to the bench. Sarah Clark is out of the matchday squad with an injury. 2 changes to the Wanderers this afternoon after their 2-0 loss in the Sydney derby last weekend. Vicky Bruce retains her spot in the starting side after the red card she received last weekend was overturned by the match review panel, meaning she's free to play today. Lauren Keir and Ella Buchanan come in for their first starts of the season as Mel Caceres takes a spot on the bench and Holly Caspers is a notable absence from the matchday squad. Well, it's another day, another milestone moment for Michelle Heyman. She lines up for what is her 150th appearance for Canberra United this afternoon. She has 13 goals for the season, the latest of those an impressive long-range effort last weekend against Western United. Well-deserved hugs there between the captains, and there is 24-year-old Danica Matos, who has proved an indispensable part of Robbie Hooker's plans, the only player on the Wanderers to have started and played every available minute for the Red and Black. She'll likely be facing up against Nikki Flannery this afternoon, so an intriguing battle ahead between 2 pacey and hard-working players. The coaches having a quick word. Nagosh Popovic, Canberra United coach, noted throughout the week the need to manage minutes and loading with 3 games across the next 9 days. His side sits 10 points outside the top 6 and in what was a much improved second half against Western United last weekend, will be looking to carry that momentum into this afternoon's fixture. Well, this afternoon we have Beck Mackey as our centre referee, assisted by Delphina Shakespeare, and Anastasia Philokaridis. Our 4th official for this afternoon is Isabella Mosson. It's been a long time between appearances for Robbie Hooker at Mackellar Park. 15 years ago, he led Canberra United in the inaugural season of the competition and now returns to the home ground where he was a much lauded member of the Canberra community, but now leading the opposing team. Well, it might be a bit of a different prospect this afternoon. Well, Mackellar Park is looking a delight and a warm afternoon in Canberra. Confirmation there will be a drinks break, 1 in each half of this afternoon's match. But the pitch itself looks a treat. Great surface at Mackellar Park. It's the Wanderers in their away strip this afternoon, and there is Lauren Keir. It's a good afternoon for Lauren. She spent 4 seasons at Canberra United and made 34 appearances in a green shirt before making the move to the west of Sydney, where she's now in her 2nd season with the club. But she's had to play the patient game this season. Just 4 appearances. This is her first start for the Wanderers. And Emma Ilioski, well, she shares a milestone today too. 50 games for Canberra United for the 21-year-old in her 4th season at the club. She suffered a bit of an ankle injury earlier in the season, but she's made a great recovery and worked her way back into the starting side. Captain Amy Harrison, fantastic to see the Pride Cup, Pride Round armband and the ribbons as well by the experienced campaigner out there for her side, and it will be the Wanderers who have the kickoff to get things underway this afternoon. There's one last look at the watch and a blow of the whistle, and Beck Mackey gets things underway at Mackellar Park. A warm afternoon in Canberra, temperature sitting at about 29 degrees, and both sides looking to bounce back from losses last weekend with plenty to play for. Canberra certainly happy to be back at home after a tough loss to Western United. While Western Sydney, they made their way down the Hume Highway this morning after their loss in the Sydney derby last weekend. as Michelle Heyman looks to turn things around early for Canberra United. Canberra running from left to right this afternoon. And a few familiar faces in this Western Sydney Wanderers team as well. A number of their players, former Canberra United players, and made the switch. Sham Karmas in goal. She spent a bit of time at Canberra, as did Maddie McComiskey at the back for the Wanderers too. Lauren Keir, I mentioned, Liv Price. But Canberra now with a bit of defending to do as Wanderers are on the charge. Picked up in the middle of the park by Holly Murray. And Nikki Flannery, who's having a fantastic season in green, arguably her best yet. Well, as mentioned, it's the first time this season that the two teams have faced each other as Michelle Heyman looks to make a break, but the offside flag rather is raised. Well, there was a postponed game a little earlier in the year, so as it happens, Canberra and the Wanderers play each other today and in just another 4 days' time on Wednesday afternoon. So a couple of quick back-to-back games. The first one here at Canberra's home ground at McKellar Park, and the second to follow at Wanderers Football Park. It's a long searching ball over the top, has asked to do a little work of Emma Ilioski. Well, her 50th appearance for the club, Emma Ilioski, the 21-year-old. Liv Price just looks to combine, but once more the offside flag is raised at the other end of things. Canberra United's goalkeeper this afternoon, Koko Mastorovic, in just her third start of the season, she's stepped up to her role in between the sticks with the absence of young Matilda, Chloe Lincoln. Of course, Canberra also without Sasha Grove and Tegan Bertolicio, and the Wanderers missing a couple of key players too, in Gemma Ferris and Alexia Apostolakis. So both coaches having to make a bit of a shift with the under-20s stepping up to their national team. They've got a big game tonight, the young Matildas. 7 p.m. kickoff on 10 play against Chinese Taipei. They've had a fantastic start to their under-20 World Cup qualification campaign, but for now, all eyes, all attention here on the Wanderers, who are looking to make an early break. That ball just teases across the face of the goal. But fantastic to see Mastorovic, the 24-year-old, get some more minutes under her belt. Just her 5th appearance across the season, and prior to this year, she just had one for Melbourne City, a club in which she spent a bit of time and largely on the bench. Good, valuable minutes for the goalkeeper. Here's Murray, just grappling in the middle of the park with Liv Price, a former Canberra United player herself. And Whittle electing to play all the way back to Mastorovic. Nodded on. A heavy challenge too in the middle of the park, and Heyman's just holding up play. As Mary Stanic-Floody just clutching on the head. It was a heavy challenge and she went down quite hard after that body in the middle of the park. Of course, Mary Stanic-Floody has had a fantastic season this year in a green shirt. She came across having spent a couple of years at Sydney FC, and all that one does hurt. Just copped a little bit of a late arm, as you can see on the replay there, but good to see her back to her feet. And high pressure from the Wanderers here. It's a good steal from Ella Buchanan in her first start of the season. Amy Chisari looks to thread a ball through to Kush LaRue, who is quick off the mark, but Mastorovic up to the challenge. Well, you can see early the high press that the Western Sydney Wanderers are looking to employ, putting Canberra United's defence under a lot of pressure, that really high line, and that's a little bit of a narrow pass. Mastorovic not taking any risks. Well, it'll be a Wanderers throw. McComiskey finds the feet of Liv Price. Good battle, nice turn on the ball there from Stanic Floody, who's recovered well from that knock. Threaded forward early to Milivojevic, and Heyman is almost away, if not for the good work of Lauren Keir. Heyman turns on the ball, drops out to Buchanan. Possession back with the Wanderers. There is Lauren Keir on the ball. The 27-year-old, just her first start this afternoon. She's had to battle hard to find her way back into this starting team. Has Keir, who spent some time, of course, with Canberra United, a Canberra girl. But for Keir, this is her second season at Western Sydney Wanderers after the previous 4 at Canberra. Now Ilioski. A notable but rather unexplained absence this afternoon, Sarah Clark, as that pass is a little short. Alex McKenzie dallies on the ball for a moment too long, but the pace and the power of Sophie Harding has done really well. Centering ball, finds the run of Liv Price. Milivojevic working hard and turns Price out. Harding again, early entry into the box, high ball. And Whittle can help that away. Just relieves the pressure for Canberra for half a moment. Wanderers throw. Devon Jackson on the far side of the pitch, not too happy with a bit of a tug of the shirt. Early ball over the top is a nice one as well. Nestorovic gets a hand to it. Liv Price with the follow-up. She sends it over the crossbar in what fell almost very kindly to an early Wanderers chance. It was great running by Danica Matos. Fantastic engine and capacity to get up and down all day, and well, I'm sure Liv Price would want that opportunity over. Canberra just having a little difficulty playing through the high press of Western Sydney in these opening minutes. Whittle back to Ilioski. Just before that last play, I was mentioning Sarah Clark absent from today's squad for Canberra United. The American has really bolstered the defence of the Canberra United team. And 2 missing from Western Sydney Wanderers today. Holly Caspers, who is having a fantastic year in red and black. So a couple of key outs for the afternoon. Nestorovic finds Whittle. Back to Nestorovic. Just trying to find a way through. And that ball has crept over the sideline. It will be a Wanderers throw. Keir with the throw. Matos and back to Keir. Nice combination from Western Sydney. Chisari turns out. Back to Harrison, who hasn't had to have too many touches on the ball. Here is Vicky Bruce. Tries to thread a ball through to the feet of Komsky, but hasn't got the dial quite in there. Well, Vicky Bruce, we mentioned at the top of the call, if you hadn't yet tuned in, she got a red card last week in the Sydney derby. But having gone to the independent match review panel, that's been cleared, and she's here playing today, the number 2 for the Western Sydney Wanderers, and may have a bit of defending to do here. Jackson just assessing the options, finds Milivojevic. Drop of the shoulder, but only into the feet of Price, who tidies up. Not too much separating possession, and that's Nestorovic well off her line. And she may have to be playing that role today, Coco Nestorovic. Wary of the ball over the top when you've got the pacey strikers such as Sophie Harding and Kush LaRue. Expecting that ball to come. Here's Whittle. Ball into the centre of the park. Flannery looks to use her body, but it's well defended by the Wanderers. Nice touch from Sophie Harding. Rue releases the ball, and again Nestorovic, alert to the danger, takes a touch, takes another. Well, she's off her line well. There is Nestorovic, and that's good management at the back. has to be acutely aware of the pace. Sophie Harding, 9 goals for the season. Always looking at danger. Throw from McComiskey. She was at Canberra United last year, was Maddie McComiskey, the 24-year-old. She had 6 appearances with the club with a green shirt before suffering an MCL injury, which kept her out sidelined for a good part of the year. During the off-season, moved across to the red and black. Ilioski. Holly Murray in the middle of the park. Searching out wide for Christopherson, who's done well to keep that in. Murray again. Still high pressure from the Wanderers. Looking to release the run of Mickey Flannery, who hasn't had much to do in these opening passages. Bruce drives into space. Nice combinations in the midfield of Western Sydney Wanderers. They switch the point of attack. It's Keir. The touch tumbles off Matos, and it will be a Canberra throw. Maddie Whittle, just her second start for Canberra. Murray just working hard to try and keep possession, but Harding's done well to pick up the ball, and Kushlaroo can drive in. Murray again with the intercept. And here's Vesna Milivojevic driving into space. Releases the pass early to Flannery, who's been fantastic down this right-hand flank for Canberra across the season. There's Vicky Bruce, who took a tumble. Well, 29-year-old Vicky Bruce was alert to the danger of Flannery. Just lost her footing in the middle of the park there. She won't want to see that one back, no doubt. But good to see her back to her feet. First corner of the game. Mary Stanich-Floody to take, the 18-year-old. Stanich-Floody loops into the middle of the box. It took a glance off the head of Devon Jackson. It was floated harmlessly out for a Western Sydney goal kick. Well, Devon Jackson started the first 6 games of the season on the bench for Canberra and really had to work her way into this starting 11. Ever since, though, she's been a mainstay on the field in the green shirt. Not bad passing accuracy as well. Both teams edging their way into the 70% marks. Nice touch from Heyman. Milivojevic. Pass is a little narrow and McComiskey can pick up. Buchanan, good speed. That pass not finding the target. Great strength shown by Michelle Heyman in her 150th Canberra United appearance. Switch of play from Holly Murray. And Jackson comes to pick up, returns the favour to Murray. Murray again. Canberra with a nice spell of possession these last couple of minutes. Here's Maddie Whittle, a real speedster. Grappling with Matos. Jackson, eyes up, long drifted cross into the box and finds the head of McComiskey. Milivojevic thinks about the spectacular. Well, both Vesna Milivojevic and Michelle Heyman started on the bench last week in Canberra's game against Western United after their work with their respective national teams. Heyman with the Matildas, Milivojevic with the Serbian national team. Certainly made a difference when both two players entered the field of play. It's 2 shots for Canberra, just 1 for Western Sydney after 15 minutes of play. Chisari. Nice ball through to Rue. Looks to thread the run of Matos, but Maddie Whittle has tracked her run well. Flannery back to Christopherson. Murray, nice touch on the ball. Still Western Sydney with that relatively high line. Nice switch pass, finding Jackson, who brings it down tidily. Searching ball over the top, all the way through to Sham Khamis. Well, she started the season, Sham Khamis, the 29-year-old, as the second choice goalkeeper. Kaylee Collins, the American import, on the bench now. And Sham has worked hard to make that starting position her own. Storovic goes long. Price. Nice little touch into Harding. He drops the shoulder, gets the eyes up. Little tug of the shirt. Matos dances over the ball. It's a well-timed challenge from Whittle. Now Rue. She'll have a bit of time to get her eyes up, pick a pass. Off the toe of Whittle. Amy Harrison just suggesting that she'd had a bit of heavy contact there from Michelle Heyman. Canberra throw. Again, long ball over the top to Harding on that occasion. Can't quite bring the ball down, but it still will be a Wanderers throw. Alex McKenzie, her defensive duties this afternoon up against the in-form Harding. Little drop of the shoulder from Matos, but it's out for a Canberra goal kick. Well, we see too the fantastic recognition of Pride round being celebrated this weekend. Clubs bringing this to light in their own special way, but most importantly the message underpinning it all. Everyone is welcomed, loved and included, and a safe space is provided at the Liberty A-League games. Canberra with the rainbow numbers on the back of the shirt, but also the rainbow embedded in their jerseys for the entire year. And Western Sydney, you see a number of the players with the rainbow ribbons in their hair. Fantastic to see. It's Canberra with a bit of a spell forward. Heyman looking for the back heel, tidied up by Stanic Floody. Now Milivojevic. Christopherson, eyes forward, cross into the box. Gives Khamis a little bit to think about. I don't think the shot was the intended outcome from Christopherson. Perhaps a little more shape on the delivery. But now Western Sydney Wanderers on the counter-attack. Early cross into the box is not a bad one, just a little bit too much height for Harding to reach. Flannery dropping back to pick up the ball. Well, the Pride celebration, it's an initiative that Canberra United have long been on the front foot with. Just celebrating and amplifying voices years before the official round existed. But really great this afternoon to see supporters, young and old, from both teams joining in such a wonderful cause. Throw from Heyman, early throw to find Flannery. Heyman again, here's Milivojevic. Christopherson. Well, it's her 10th start of the year. Sophia Christopherson, the 19-year-old, Her second year at Canberra United. Last year, she just had 7 appearances, all of those off the bench. So she's really stepped up this season and played in a couple of different roles when asked from Negos Popovic. But now she's got a bit of work to do. 2 speedsters, Harding, Christopherson. Christopherson sweeping through and had to as well. You could see the both of them, the turn of pace, impressive. 2 powerful runners. Has resulted in a Western Sydney Wanderers corner. Will be Liv Price to take. Price with one arm raised in the hair, delivery into the box. Long searching one, it's nodded away. The attempted clearance scuffed a little from Christopherson on the left boot, and it will be another Wanderers corner. As Price trogs over to the other side to take it from this angle too. Well, willing runners into the box for the Wanderers. Price's delivery into the box, headed down from McComiskey. The re-entry from Amy Harrison just clears the crossbar. And what was almost a free header from Madison McComiskey. Just a couple of warning signs perhaps for Canberra, but they look to move things along quickly. Here's Whittle. A little drop of the head to try and create some space, but she opts to play back to Ilioski in her 50th appearance for Canberra United this afternoon. Long ball from Mackenzie. Finds a bit of green space, but less so a green shirt, and we will have our first drinks break of the afternoon, 1 each half. Given the heat in Canberra today, well, there's a healthy Canberra crowd, as there always is at McKellar Park. The vocal members and supporters of the green team do love to get out and support their side. Great flags to see again from the Pride Initiative. You can see on the ground as well, Canberra have painted the technical areas as part of the celebration. Both teams just grabbing a quick drink. It is 31 degrees in Canberra this afternoon. Well, last time these two teams faced each other. It was almost a year to the day, the 12th of March, 2023, as part of last year's campaign. It was a 1-1 draw that day. Goal scorers familiar to both sides. Vesna Milivojevic for Canberra and Liv Price for the Wanderers. And as mentioned at the top of the call, a quick turnaround. This is the first time the teams have faced each other this campaign, but they've got a very quick turnaround. 4 days later, they'll face one another again at Wanderers Football Park. So this, the home game for Canberra. 4 days from now, the home game for the Wanderers. Well, Western Sydney had a really good run in the middle of the year, of the season. 4 wins in a row and just a little choppy and changey since. The last two, last week, a 2-0 loss to Sydney FC in the derby. The week before that, a 4-0 loss to Melbourne Victory. So a bit of a difficult patch for Canberra United. Well, they came off that difficult 4-2 loss to Western United. They had their postponed game against Sydney FC. And prior to that, a draw against Perth Glory. So just saw Robbie Hooker there, coach of Western Sydney Wanderers, of course, the inaugural coach for Canberra United. Well, plays back underway here at McKellar Park. Both teams grabbing some well-deserved fluids. That's a nice threaded ball through. Vicky Bruce just gets her leg out, had to as well. Michelle Heyman was the target. Harding just relieves a bit of pressure and finds Chisari. Outlet to Kush LaRue. the flag has gone up on the far side. Good call from assistant referee Anastasia Filikaridis, and once more Koko Nestorovic was off her line well. Fine margins, but I think that's a great call from the assistant referee. And still Harding and Roux, ever the threatening presence up top there for Western Sydney. Not too heavy-handed there from Holly Murray. It will be a Western Sydney free kick. Komisky hugging the touchline. Harding having to come pretty deep to collect some possession here for the Wanderers. And neither team yet to register a shot on target. Long ball from Vicky Bruce. Matos running hard. Nestorovic again alert to the danger. Another offside. Long ball from the goalkeeper. Here's Whittle. Now McKenzie. Looking to switch the point of play, but that diagonal pass with a bit too much behind it. Well, history would suggest that Canberra have the wood over Western Sydney Wanderers in this fixture. Today's the 16th time these sides have met. Of those, Canberra winning 9, Wanderers winning 2, and there have been 4 draws between them. But it's been a difficult season for the girls in green, currently sitting a foot of the table. Wanderers, of course, still vying for a spot in the top 6. Sitting just outside of it at the moment. But one win quickly prompts them back into finals conversations. North Carolina born Vicky Bruce. Good experience at the back for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Most recently spending time in England with Bristol City, but prior to that, well travelled, played across Germany, Denmark, Sweden. And if you missed at the top of the call, Vicky Bruce red carded in last week's Sydney derby, but that red card was rescinded, which is what's allowed her to play this afternoon. It's a nice turn on the ball from Ilioski. Good composure. That's a frustrating one there for Canberra. Devon Jackson just returning to pick up the ball from an offside position. Ball threaded through. Kushalaroo with the touch, but again, Nestorovic has come out well. A bit of contact there from Roux. Has just clipped Koko Nestorovic on the way through, who stayed down and may need a bit of attention. Well, Nestorovic has been excellent this afternoon already. Really alert off her line. So physio is out to have a little look, and well, you wonder if Kushalaroo could have just avoided that contact there. Nestorovic well and truly did have the ball in hands. Well, on the bench for Canberra United, the backup goalkeeper, Georgia Ritchie, the 15-year-old. If she were to appear, it would indeed be her debut in the Liberty A-League. Nestorovic back to her feet, good to see. And Beck Mackey just points to the whistle and says wait for her shout. Well, good to see Canberra's goalkeeper okay to carry on. She just looks to get her numbers up and organised. Headed down well by Amy Chisari. Now Matos. Searches for Harding, but Mackenzie has read that ball well. Here's Harding. Ball at feet. Drops back to Price. Threaded through well to McComiskey. Has Flannery close by. Price again. Trying to get a delivery away as Harrison can stream forward. The shot on the left foot doesn't trouble too much Kirka Nestorovic. It's quite a wall of green defence in front of Amy Harrison. But it was good forward momentum by the captain. And the opportunity presented itself well. Well, possession just slightly weighing in Canberra's favour. As we've ticked over the half-an-hour mark. Already had the one drinks break of this half. There will be one in the second half too. And the ball forward, good powerful running from Kush LaRue. Drops the shoulder, centering ball. The run of Matos gets her head down. It's blocked well. Still alive with Chisari. Edge of the 18-yard box, shots away. It's over the crossbar. But threatening signs from Western Sydney, who on that break and on that counter look very, very dangerous. Well, Amy Chisari, the 19-year-old, manages to fashion a shot at a difficult angle, having to wrap a boot around it. But it was good, powerful work by Kush LaRue. Great running. Amy Chisari looking to open her account, not only of the season, but of the Liberty A-League. A talented midfielder. Wanderers again with another break. That's a great run from Sophie Harding across the body of Alex Mackenzie. Green numbers quick to get behind the ball. Here's Matos trying to combine with Ella Buchanan. Well, Canberra's transition there into defensive shape was well worked, given the fast break from the Western Sydney Wanderers. That will be a Wanderers free kick. Little apology there from Maddie Whittle. Just a touch late there from Whittle. Caught the foot of Kush LaRue. This one's hurt. But a good opportunity for Western Sydney to set up a free kick here. Will be a vastly experienced Amy Harrison to take the free kick. Good numbers in the box in the white shirts of the Western Sydney Wanderers. Keir has gone up. Harding, a good physical target as well. Harrison's ball a little short, glanced on. Vicky Bruce with the shot. Blocked by Canberra. Ilioski, no nonsense defending. Just looks to relieve the danger. Harrison still spending a bit of time further up the field, and why not? Nice turn, can face forward. Well done by Harrison. Ball through to Buchanan. She gets the touch away, but it's a top save from Coco Nestorovic, and she's gone down heavily. Well, it's a key save in what would have been a debut goal for 19-year-old Ella Buchanan, her first start of the season. That opened up ever so nicely for the Wanderers. It was well worked by Amy Harrison, great vision. Maddie Whittle just slightly lost the flight of the ball, and yet again, Nestorovic off her line well. You can see the shape down quickly into a big save, closing the angle. Really well done by the Canberra goalkeeper. Price with the corner. Long ball drifted into the far post, and Milivojevic just connecting with Flannery. Puts a boot through that one. Keir. Now Bruce, heavy contact from Murray. Murray puts her hands out in innocence, but it was a bit of late contact through the back of Bruce. Well, again, Western Sydney will get the opportunity to set up a free kick in a bit of a dangerous position. Just a little late to that one was Holly Murray. 3 fouls Canberra have conceded just to the Wanderers 1. Perhaps a little too far out for a direct shot. But 2 very technical players in Harrison, who goes early, finds the feet of Harding. It's blocked through, it's through indeed, the whole way through. But Bet Mackey has one hand in the air and has called an offside on that one. There was lots of bodies, lots of numbers in the way. It was a clever ball taken early from Amy Harrison. Question as to exactly where the offside, well, it was either Bruce or Buchanan who had drifted into that position. Well, yet again, warning signs from Western Sydney, who have been building in some really good moments, have looked dangerous off a couple of set pieces as well. The corner and then a couple of free kicks have definitely threatened Canberra United's defence. There's concerning signs here for Alex McKenzie, who went down heavily in that challenge. Well, she looks to be in a fair bit of distress. Well, she will get some attention from the physio. Well, this is a look at the offside. And you can see the white shirts just drifting into that position. It was a cheeky little touch around the corner from Vicky Bruce, who is looking to add to her tally of 3 goals for the season. But this is a concerning sign for Alex McKenzie. She's got a big job on her hands this afternoon, marshalling the likes of Sophie Harding, who's just returned from, of course, Matilda's camp. Well, it was heavy contact as Harding came down. No malice at all intended, but you can see just as McKenzie has gone to ground, there's been contact and are coming together. This is Alex McKenzie's 12th appearance of the year for Canberra United in her inaugural season in the Liberty A-League. She played for the Illawarra Stingrays in the New South Wales NPL, but a Canberra girl, Woden Valley Junior. She's slowly able to make her way back to her feet. And of course, without the likes of, well, not only Sarah Clark, who's a bit of a mystery absence this afternoon for Canberra, Cannon Clough still battling with a knee injury, and 2 Americans who have formed a key part of Canberra's defence, both not available today. Well, McKenzie's just gone to the side, having received that treatment from the physio. So Canberra with a player down for the next couple of moments. Here's Keir. Cross into the box. Nodded away by Canberra after what was a good delivery into a dangerous area. Back with Keir, but it will be a Canberra throw. Whittle. Back to Ilioski, but that one is a little short and hits the feet of Chisari. Canberra just trying to play their way out of trouble, but haven't been able to do so. Well worked by the Wanderers. Here's Buchanan. Runs into Milivojevic. Christopherson can find a bit of space. Nice first time pass from Flannery. There'll be a throw for Christopherson as we tick over into the final 5 minutes before the half-time break. Neither team's able to find the back of the net just yet. Well, Vicky Bruce did, but it was indeed flagged for offside. You'd have to suggest as well, Western Sydney perhaps with the more clear-cut chances so far. Canberra yet to register a shot on target. And hot conditions here in Canberra as Milivojevic gives the ball to Christopherson to take for a Canberra throw. Harding, she's come well into her own defensive half. As that pass sees itself over the sideline for a Wanderers throw. Milivojevic battles hard with Price, and Price victorious on that occasion. Here's Roux, lines up her opposition. Nice drop of the shoulder, Kush LaRue. Good turn of speed. That's a good late run from Chisari. A little bit of contact, but nothing doing there, says Beck Mackey. Jackson just looks up to assess the option, releases Michelle Heyman, and she's dangerous in these areas. Glances up, sees the run of Flannery, goes herself, goes first time. Finds side netting. There's a prime opportunity for Canberra United, and Michelle Heyman in her 150th appearance, well, really dangerous in these areas. You can see the vision. She didn't quite get the delivery right, but you could see with that glancing look up to Nikki Flannery that the idea was there. It was just the execution. Couldn't quite wrap her left foot around the ball, around the cross. Flannery was far post. Milivojevic was coming through centrally, and Wanderers were working their way back to defend. Karmas brought down by Chisari. Christopherson with the throw for Canberra. Little drop of the shoulder from Milivojevic. She'll take her chances. Nice help on from Flannery. Milivojevic, early cross into the box. Little too much pepper behind it as Jackson chases down. Sizes up Lauren Keir. Little touch on the right. Onto her left, Keir uses the body well. As the ball just slides over the end line for a Canberra United throw late in this first half. Well, it was well defended by Lauren Keir. You'd see Devon Jackson just sizing up, looking to make a decision. A little turn of pace, trying to find a cross, a ball into the box. Stanich Floody standing behind the ball, two hands in the air. Headed away comfortably, but only as far as Flannery. Stanich Floody, a high lofted ball into the box. Karmas has come out far and collided with a couple of players in her own 18-yard box, gone down heavily. And Beck Mackey is quick to call for some attention. Oh, should come well off her line. The cross from Stanich Floody, a lot of height about it, lofted into the box. As you can see, actually just thumping straight into the side of her own player there. All eyes for the ball from all players. That's a heavy landing nonetheless from Sham Karmas. Just near minutes as we tick by in this first half. A couple of minutes surely of stoppage time, given we did have that earlier drinks break. Canberra looking together there. Quick discussion, quick word of instruction from the captain, Michelle Heyman. A couple of deep breaths there from Karmas. No doubt she'll want to continue, but just going through all the appropriate assessments. Well, just 4-day turnaround until these teams face each other again on Wednesday evening at Wanderers Football Park. No doubt they'll want to see a few more goals at either end of things. A warm afternoon. Robbie Hooker in the full tracksuit. 30 degrees still down here at McKellar Park. As Isabella Mawson, the fourth official, just confirms there'll be 6 minutes of time added. A couple of grimaces there from Sham Khamis, but really good to see she's back to her feet and able to continue. Straight ball right through the middle. And a free kick for Canberra United. Well, no doubt the shade of the change rooms at halftime will be a welcome break for both sides. The pitch in beautiful condition at McKellar Park, but it's beating down the sun there. Still the high pressure from Sophie Harding, and that pass just tempting fate a little. Price. The ever-composed Liv Price on the ball. Very tidy, technical player. McComiskey looks to help on, but could only do so much as help that one over the sideline. Canberra United throw in their own half, their own defensive half. Here's Mackenzie. Drop of the shoulder from Harding. She's done well. Mackenzie to ground. Harding, good composure. Chisari with the first time strike. Oh, and it was beautifully worked from Sophie Harding. Just the separation she's able to get from the speed, the first couple of steps, and the vision too, to cut back to Amy Chisari was really well worked. Alex Mackenzie, no slouch herself, but this is just cool, composed play from Sophie Harding. Amy Chisari continues to get herself into some really handy positions. Here's Price. We've ticked over just halfway through this stoppage time. 3 minutes have elapsed and 3 to play. Canberra in no real rush to go forward for now. Perhaps happy to see out this first 45 minutes and regroup at half time. Stretching out the legs is Nikki Flannery and Maddie McComiskey. Floats harmlessly out for a Wanderers throw-in. Here's Mackenzie. Hops on the first time to Milivojevic. Bit of an awkward one in the middle of the park. Matos driving to the middle, finds Price. Options again, Matos, good running. Mastorovic stays on her line on this occasion. Good ball into the box. Murray steers away. The engine, the capacity of Danica Matos is excellent. She's played every single available minute, the only player to have done so for Western Sydney this year, the 24-year-old. Extremely fit. Here she goes again, trying to get on the end of that one, but once more, the Canberra goalkeeper, Koko Mastorovic, is off her line well. Here's Matos again, battling with Murray. Now Whittle. Well, 1 minute of stoppage time to play, and perhaps one last foray forward for the Wanderers. Rue drops off to Matos. Now Chisari. Back to Matos. Drops deep to collect his Harding. Bruce is pressed forward. McComsky just tries to fashion one last chance for the Wanderers, but the pass of the outside of the right boot of Ella Buchanan won't be it. As you can imagine, Mastorovic will just see out the last 15 seconds of stoppage time in this first half. And opts for the long ball. Price first to it. Heavy contact through the back of Murray, Sophie Harding. Alex McKenzie over this free kick, and time now in the hands of Beck Mackey. As there is the half-time whistle as Beck Mackey draws this first 45 plus minutes to a close on a warm afternoon in Canberra. Neither side able to find the finishing touch that puts them ahead at half-time. So after a rather cagey first half here at McKellar Park, it's Canberra United 0, Western Sydney 0. Well, there were a couple of chances we saw in the first half. You'd have to say Western Sydney fashioning the more clear-cut options of those. Amy Chisari involved in a fair bit in the middle of the park. And Koko Mastorovic, arguably the busier of the two goalkeepers this afternoon. Some handy footwork too by the captain, Amy Harrison. And this, you'd have to say, the best of the chances. Ella Buchanan unable just to evade the oncoming Mastorovic, who again was up to the challenge. Good, strong, left-footed save. She's been in the wars a little bit this afternoon, Mastorovic. And this, a training ground move from the Wanderers. This was the one that was flagged offside. It did find the back of the net, but hands on head is the only reaction from the Wanderers, as they were denied on that opportunity. Canberra United with a bit of space, a couple of numbers rushing forward, but the final touch, the final pass, as Michelle Heyman just lost her footing, was only going to find the side netting. But in what are warm conditions at McKellar Park in Canberra, 50% possession either way. Canberra United yet to register a shot on target, but there's nothing too much separating the sides this afternoon. Hopefully we see a little bit more in the second 45 minutes, and there's a big half coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for all the second half action just on the other side.
Canberra United would like to thank its sponsors for their ongoing support during the 2023-24 Liberty A-League season. Our principal partner, University of Canberra. Our major partners, the ACT Government, Clubline, Women's Personal Injury Lawyers, ISC Sports, Midnight Hotel, and Kids of Life. Our official partners, Southern Coastal Stereo, Belcon and Soccer Club, Canberra Rex Hotel, Canberra Cars, Recovery Labs, Hit 104.7, and ACT Academy of Sport. Our business squad members Alliance ICT, Canberra Dental Care, Capital Recruit, Claire Nadu Cup, Even Playing Field, Our Game, Partner Scalers, Local Peoples, Living Legends, OPC IT, and Precision Numbers. The main canteen can be found at the top of the main grandstand. There's also a pop-up canteen on the far side of the ground opposite the grandstand. Additional food trucks are just inside the main entrance. Enjoy potatoes and fun over Fritos, spiral potatoes on a stick. Or pick your favourite flavour from Bella Bella Gelato Stall. Stores are located at the top of the grandstand on the left side as you look at it. There are also additional doors behind the grandstand with access through the gate on the right of the main grandstand. Please remember that the Propeller Park is a smoke-free venue. In the unlikely event of an emergency, information relating to actions required will be announced via the ground announcer and will be reiterated by Canberra United staff. Please listen and follow these instructions in a calm and orderly manner, which may involve exiting the venue or entering onto the playing field as directed. Canberra United thanks you for your cooperation. Make sure to stick around post-match as we recognise 50 games for Iliosky and 150 club games for Michelle Heyman.
Welcome back to the capital in the second half between Canberra United and Western Sydney Wanderers in a hot afternoon at McKellar Park. It's all level here as either side able to open up the scoring in the first 45 minutes in hot, sweltering conditions at McKellar. It was a first half not without its chances. You have to say, of the two sides, Western Sydney did have the better of the chances, and Coco Mastorovic between the sticks this afternoon. Her third start of the season, and she's definitely been the busier of the two goalkeepers. But in hot conditions, this was Western Sydney's best chance of the afternoon. Ella Buchanan in her debut start, just unable to find a passage through. Around the oncoming Mastorovic, who stretched out really well. Copped a couple of heavy knocks too, and this one did find its way into the back of the net, but Vicky Bruce thought she had her fourth of the season, denied by the offside flag. Well, the 24-year-old Coco Mastorovic, just her fifth appearance of the season, her third start, has had a busy opening half. She did go down and receive attention from the physio, the trainer on a couple of occasions, but good to see she's been able to continue. At the other end of things, Sham Karmas, who too received attention from her trainer, has had a little less to do, you'd have to say. Just a couple of breaks, a couple of corners to deal with, but a thumbs up from the goalkeeper as Beck Mackey, a little glance of the watch, looks to get things underway for the second 45 minutes, of which there will be another drinks break as well, but a bit of a false start. Beck Mackey just calls things back. Canberra United hot off the blocks, as were Western Sydney, and take two. And we're underway here at McKellar Park. Still sweltering conditions. And in that first 45 minutes, not enough from either side to really open the account and settle into the game comfortably. It was a hard-fought battle. Some good physical challenges from both sides. As Michelle Heyman just drops to collect possession for Canberra. Of course, both coaches with fresh legs on the bench, which no doubt they will look to this afternoon, especially given the heat, especially given the conditions and the fast turnaround. Canberra, 3 games in the next 9 days. The second of those on Wednesday night against Western Sydney. So the return leg of the 2 games this season. This is the home one, the away one at Wanderers Football Park on Wednesday evening as Western Sydney welcome Canberra United to their home ground. But no changes from either team for now. Of course, both sides still without their young Matildas contingency. 3 players for Canberra, 2 for Western Sydney. The under-20 side, Leah Blaney's young Matildas vying for a spot in the under-20 Women's World Cup. And all going to plan a 3rd game this evening. If you didn't catch earlier in the coverage, that's a 7 p.m. kickoff tonight. The young Matildas play Chinese Taipei. All but secured a spot in the under-20 Women's World Cup. But Nagos Popovic, well, he's missing 3 of his starting players in Chloe Lincoln, Tegan Bertolicio and Sasha Grove. And at the other end of things, Robbie Hooker is indeed missing Gemma Ferris and Alexia Apostolakis. And so digging a little deeper into the squad depth both coaches have had to do. Lauren Keir, Canberra girl, back where she used to call McKellar Park home. There's still Western Sydney, to their credit, great pressure that they're putting Canberra under. Canberra just looking to find an outlet. That comes in the way of a clearance from Mastorovic. Throw from Keir. Harding with a little touch around the corner to Matos. Searching for a shirt in the box. Cross comes through. Seen out, and Mastorovic reaches down well, but the assistant referee has indicated that it did go over the line and it will be a corner for Western Sydney. Well, I looked for half a moment that Mostorovic had done well, and well, she had, but it had just drifted over the line. Short ball, Chisari, time and space. Cross into the box from Chisari is a good one, nodded away from Murray. Nice training ground move once more from the Wanderers. Chipped over first time. Mostorovic off her line again. And Lauren Keir, who works hard to get back into position, they just run into an offside position. Well, that was a nice move from the Wanderers. Short corner from Liv Price to find Amy Chisari. That pass also finds Amy Chisari, but is back as quick as you like. And Canberra United just working themselves into a spot of bother. Murray tries to put a boot through it, but possession, you'd have to say, just in these opening few minutes of the second half, has been handed away a little loosely from both sides. Here's Harrison. Now Bruce. Pressure from Heyman. Flannery looks to interrupt. And Whittle can really only help it over the sideline. Keir. May toss around the corner to Harding. Combines with Keir. Back to Harding. First time cross into the box. Mostorovic well off her line. Gets a little lost. And clutching again down at that left leg. He's had a couple of sore moments, but on that occasion, I think perhaps came off her line when she needed just to allow her defenders to do their duties. Almost lost the ball in flight. Well, this is not a good sign here for Sophie Harding, who has gone to ground in a fair bit of distress up against a battle with Maddie Whittle. It's just a coming together of bodies, but this is not good at all for Sophie Harding, the 24-year-old who's just returned from her first appearance with a Matildas camp, and both players just grappling to get to the ball, arms linked together. Just watch, it was that right ankle there of Sophie Harding. She just tweaks it as she goes down. So just receiving a bit of attention here is Sophie Harding. It'll be terrible if she has to go off for the Wanderers. But if we have a look again once more at that coming together between her and Maddie Whittle, it was the right ankle she's receiving a bit of treatment for at the moment, that as it hit the turf, she just went over the top of it. And those ones really hurt, the kind of ones that swell up pretty instantly. And whether or not she's able to continue will be pretty sore. So have a look at the right ankle of Sophie Harding. Just as her foot comes to ground there, yep, those ones really hurt. And you can see straight away, oh, it's not a good sign at all for Harding. Well, 9 goals for the season. And it was that work that gave her an opportunity in the Matildas environment, and not good signs at all for the Western Sydney Wanderers. I dare say that will be Sophie Harding's afternoon done. The resulting free kick has gone the way of the Wanderers. And captain Amy Harrison to take. Long lofted ball into the box, finds the far post, also finds the hands of Mostorovic. Madison Nakomsky, the target. A good towering target at that, but just didn't have quite enough power behind the header. Oh, Chisari just getting herself a little word of warning from Beck Mackey as she slows play down. The free kick is taken, contact on the edge of the box. Milivojevic not happy one bit. Thumbs up though, happy about that. Well, it will be a Canberra United free kick just on the edge of the box. It was direct play, early ball over the top. Wanderers quick to get numbers behind the ball and just swarm the 18-yard box. Michelle Heyman, well, look at her standing alone just around the penalty spot. Well, Milivojevic will undeniably be the one to take this free kick. Great area, great range. Certainly Milivojevic has this kind of range in her locker. Beck Mackey just with a couple of words to the Western Sydney Wanderers wall. Sophie Harding has hobbled her way back onto the field of play, interestingly to see. But for now, Milivojevic gets her foot through the ball. Second time of asking. It's taken a wicked deflection and steered itself out for a corner. Much to the remonstration of Amy Harrison, who, has convinced Beck Mackey that that did indeed come off Mary Stanic-Floody. The Wanderers' goal kick was a powerfully struck free kick from Milivojevic. She got a second bite at the cherry. Sham Khamis had committed one way and it took that vicious deflection. Well, just the very right-hand side of the field. Sophie Harding has indeed returned, but for now, that's a good early ball from Heyman. Flannery scuffs a shot away on the left foot. Sham Khamis not taking any risk with that. It looked as though, from our angle, that it was going wide, but how quickly that opened up. The first time pass from Heyman Clever found Flannery in a bit of space, and whether or not Flannery could have driven a little further in, her first touch made the angle tricky for her. But nonetheless, a corner here for Canberra United. Stanic-Floody, one arm in the air, ball into the box, headed away. Awkward, hasn't yet been cleared. Now it has by the Wanderers, and Sophie Harding certainly labouring that right ankle. That's a heavy coming together there. Holly Murray turns into a brick wall of Buchanan, who has been excellent in her first start of the season. The 19-year-old, she made her debut just a couple of rounds ago in the team's 4-0 loss to Melbourne victory. She's looked really sprightly for the Wanderers. Less sprightly at the moment is Holly Murray, who is looking a little worse for wear after that. Imagine both coaches would start to look to their benches as that 60-minute mark is ticking around. Still very warm conditions here at McKellar Park. And where possession was just weighted slightly in Canberra's favour late in the first half, it's back towards the Wanderers. Well, confirmation of a yellow card, seemingly, for Vicky Bruce as the ball is dinked over the top. Nice little glancing header from Heyman, and it's steered into the back of the net. Nikki Flannery, the connection between Heyman and Flannery lives on. And almost against the run of play, Canberra United have taken the lead. Well, it was opportunistic. The clever ball over the top from Stanic-Floody was excellent. The vision from the youngster has continued to thrive all season. There was a little glancing header too from Michelle Heyman. And this here, how about this for a delivery from Mary Stanic-Floody? The deftest of touches from Michelle Heyman, and Flannery with the centering run steers it into the back of the net for Canberra. They've taken the lead just before the 60th minute mark. And Nikki Flannery, well, her 4th goal of the season. As Holly Murray's gone to ground. She too looking a little worse for wear after some contact. Or just pointing to that right quad, or perhaps the right knee, is Holly Murray. There was heavy contact a few moments earlier with Ella Buchanan. Wonder if she's picked up a cork or something. Just struggling under step. Well, she'll receive a bit of attention as she comes to the sideline. Well, it was a well-worked goal from Canberra United. It'll be Heyman who's registered with the assist. Her 6th assist of the season. Well, fantastic numbers for Heyman, who has 13 goals, 6 assists as she draws level with Holly Caspers on 6 assists, who's not with the Wanderers today, a bit of a notable absence, and certainly one that it seems as though Western Sydney are feeling without a goal creator, as Holly Caspers has been for them this year. Well, it's nipped out well there from Amy Harrison. Long searching ball over the top. Harding looking to wear on with that sore ankle. 2 defenders to beat. Does well to get her team a corner. Well, this is another look at the finish from Canberra United. Again, well worked by the green team. Flannery was able to drift into the box relatively unmarked. Frustration there for Sham Karmas. Price to take. One arm raised in the air. Short corner. Tricky to clear. McComiskey looks to help on, but sees it out only for a Canberra United goal kick. There's Ilioski streaming forward in a 50th appearance for the club. Flannery, the goal scorer. Keir battling against Whittle. He's done well. And Keir too. He's kept it in for the Wanderers. Amy Harrison has time and space to drive with the ball at her feet. Very comfortable operator in possession is Amy Harrison. Now Vicky Bruce. Searching ball over the top is not a bad one. Offside flag is up. Assistant referee Delphina Shakespeare there with the call. It's been a disciplined line at the back by Canberra. You can see 7 offsides Western Sydney have fallen to. Long ball from Mackenzie. Holly Murray now back on the field of play with that right quad taped up. Here's Jackson. Centering ball to Heyman. Nice run too from Michelle Heyman. First touch, second, tries to find a centering pass. Hooked away by Bruce. Stanic Floody. Milivojevic, and now back to Murray. Stanic Floody. His first touch just escaped her. Now she's putting the head down to try and chase Kush LaRue, who is a speedster, but it's a well-timed challenge from Ilioski. Canberra can turn and go again. Here's Jackson. Nice little touch past McComiskey. Here's Buchanan, now trying to close down. It's Christopherson rather. There is Jackson. Still Christopherson. Canberra just with some patient play. Murray unleashes a shot that Karmas can bring down with a tidy touch. Well, that's a nice outlet pass over the top to Kush LaRue. Striding into space, but has a couple of green shirts to beat. Back to Matos and Rue. Rue threads the needle to Jasari. Centering pass to Liv Price. Opens up really nicely for the Wanderers. Harding on the left boot. Gets the shot away. It's a strong palm from Mastorovic. That's better from the Wanderers. Patient build-up play. Just picking their pass and their timing. Mastorovic saw plenty of that. Was able to steer away confidently. And Harding, well, she had a lot of time to turn and face. As we see the first changes of the afternoon. It's been a physical match, and it will be Maria Cote Rojas in her 13th appearance of the season, the Chilean, as Holly Murray gets a little bit of help off the field. Well, we see that heavily strapped right quad as she's helped off. Also, Rojas's 50th A-League appearance. Her 13th appearance this year for Canberra United, the Chilean. First job is with some defending to do. Here's Christopherson. Now Harrison with the throw. Harding runs into a shadow of Milivojevic and is clipped just outside the 18-yard box. Wide of the 18-yard box, but not a bad position for a free kick. It's confirmation of that substitute as Holly Murray makes way after a hard-worked shift for Cote Rojas, who hasn't had quite the season she would have loved here at Canberra United. So that little clip there, one of her first involvements. But Amy Harrison standing over the ball again. Well, we've seen on a couple of occasions her technical ability and ability to put a ball into a dangerous area, and no doubt she'll be looking to do exactly that. Harrison, the captain, a well-taken ball, and that one has not missed by much. Hands on the head by the Wanderers player. It was Lauren Keir with the final touch, and Amy Harrison really couldn't have done much more than deliver that ball on a platter. Lovely shape on the cross. Took a little glance from Buchanan, which may have made it difficult for the Wanderers players to connect cleanly. But they have looked really dangerous on set pieces this afternoon, Western Sydney, as Buchanan's released. Good strength shown up against Christopherson. Harding now, first touch, trying to find Chisari. Back to Harding, gets a shot away. Harding on the right foot. Sails over the crossbar. There's been a few occasions now that Sophie Harding has almost been afforded a little too much time and space by Canberra's defence to get a touch, to look up, to pick her spot. And for Canberra, well, they've got to close that space down just a little quicker, because Sophie Harding is in form this season, 9 for the year. Looking to make that double digits, looking to get her team back on level terms this afternoon. Still plenty of time, plenty of football to be played. Rojas helps back to Ilioski. And Mastorovic on the left boot. Chisari. Back to Mastorovic. Rue just looking to hurry things along. Oh, that's brought down really well by Heyman, but she had numbers on either side of her. Stanic Floody again with beautiful shape on that delivery as she's collected through the back. Is Keir still streaming forward? Is Milivojevic running in to Keir in the 18-yard box? Chisari receives from Bruce, and Wanderers just concede a bit of territory. There'll be a drinks break any minute, you'd imagine. Sham Khamis just assessing options from the goal kick. Harding puts the head down, steers forward, and Mackenzie has to come across to cover. Oh, you can see the power of Sophie Harding when she does put the afterburners on, just streaming past Christopherson, who is very fast herself. Komisky. And that one will trickle out for a Canberra goal kick. Quick look at the watch, and it will be the second drinks break of the afternoon. One in the first half, one in the second half, as both teams, I'm sure, eager for a drink after what continues to be a very warm afternoon in Canberra. Well, this is the only goal separating the game at this point in time. The one for Canberra United, well worked set piece from Mary Stanich-Floody, whose technical ability digs the ball over the top. A little glancing header from Michelle Heyman. And Flannery, in her fourth of the season, finds the back of the net. And just a quick opportunity for players to reset, to get some fluids in. And should this result stand as it is, it will elevate Canberra into 11th position on the table. They will leapfrog Adelaide United should it remain at 1-0. And the Wanderers, with this loss, should it remain as is, will stay in 8th position. And of course, as mentioned a couple of times now, these two teams play each other again in just 4 days' time at Wanderers Football Park. So a quick turnaround, quick recovery, load management and time management for all players will be paramount in this fast turnaround. And so both teams just look to make their way back out onto the field of play. Well, it was a 1-1 draw last time these two teams did actually face each other, which was almost a year to the day. It's history looking to repeat itself should the Wanderers find one in the back of the net. As Mastorovic gets things back underway as we tick over the 70th minute mark. 20 minutes regulation time to play. A cheeky nutmeg there it looked to be from Stanich-Floody. Options just been closed down really well by the Wanderers. Endless amounts of energy there from Kush LaRue. Now Matos up against Rojas. Harrison's pass is blocked by Whittle. Canberra just looking to get their foot on the ball, connect a few passes. Here's Rojas. A little nibble at the heel from Amy Harrison. A bit of indecisiveness, you'd have to say, from both teams at the moment, end to end. But just not finding quality in the final third. Rojas standing in the way of Harrison as Canberra look to break forward. Stanich-Floody around the corner. And he finds Matos. Now Price. Centering pass to Buchanan. Strong from Milivojevic, but the ball is still falling with Price. Opens up really nicely for Sophie Harding, who gets a shot away on her left foot. And again, just time and space is presenting itself to Harding. Right into the hands, the grateful hands of Mastorovic. Well, it looked for all money that Sophie Harding's day was over a few minutes earlier when she went down with a bit of an ankle roll, and no doubt that one will pull up sore. As for how that recovers in this fast turnaround, possession really has waxed and waned around this mark, as that's a good early ball over the top, and Stanich-Floody had to be alert to the run of Liv Price, and was. Root cuts back on her left foot. Price, first time cross into the box. Challenge comes through. Mackenzie, good strength against Harding, and it will be a free kick to Canberra United. Just went as though it felt like a little bit of momentum building for the Wanderers. Well, it will be a change. We'll see the introduction of the number 9, Ruby Nathan, for her 16th appearance in green. Well, a set of fresh legs, the New Zealand international, the 18-year-old. And she replaces Maddie Whittle, who has worked really hard this afternoon. Just confirmation of that substitution. Rue still full of running. There's Matos inside, that's a nice little pass. Matos directing traffic, here's Price. Centering pass back to Price. Rue. Contact from Christopherson. Wanderers throw. Rue with the throw. Nice cross into the box. Milivojevic's first two. Well, Cote Rojas thinks about chasing, but slows down. That pass asking a little too much. Robbie Hooker looking a little displeased about something. There's Kush LaRue, who's worked really hard this afternoon, the 20-year-old. Well, the speed and threat of her and Sophie Harding up front continues to loom large as Liv Price has taken a really heavy knock. Immediate attention called over to the midfielder. It's really a key part in the centre of midfield for the Wanderers, and she collected that one at point-blank range. Of course, Liv Price had a couple of years at Canberra United as well, from 2018 to 2020. 21 appearances for the club in green with Liv Price. Now wears the shirt of the Western Sydney Wanderers. Very tidy midfielder, but she has copped that one with not much notice. There's Sophie Harding, who too had the recent experience of travelling over to Uzbekistan with the Matildas. It looked as though Liv Price caught that right on the side of the jaw. And Michelle Heyman. Her 150th appearance in green today. 13 goals for the season, and she added a 6th assist for her season. She's leading the Golden Boot race.
Coming off the field was Lauren Keir. Coming off the field was number 23, Ella Abdul-Masih.
You can hear Western Sydney Wanderers too have made a change.
Coming onto the field was number 17, Kenya Brea.
So Ella Buchanan making way, as is Lauren Keir, two players who had their first start of the season. We'll come back to those changes in just a moment, because Kush LaRue is looking to get things underway, and that's a great reach by Alex McKenzie. The ball, the intended target was the run of Sophie Harding. But a double change here for the Wanderers, an injection of energy. So it's Lauren Keir who's made way, as did Ella Buchanan. And Ella Abdul-Masih entering the field of play, and India Breyer as well. So a couple of attacking players. Abdul-Masih in her 8th appearance, a 17-year-old, a really fantastic technical young talent. And to Indy Breyer, the 17-year-old, just her 5th appearance, but for now the Wanderers with some defensive work to do. Here's Nathan. Milivojevic, closely marshalled by Breyer. Milivojevic gets the cross in, but that one is over the line. It will be a Wanderers goal kick. So 2 changes apiece. Nagos Popovic, the first to turn to his bench. It's confirmation of those substitutes are being listed. Read well again by Mackenzie. Stanic Floody, great vision. Good width shown by Flannery, but she has positioned herself in an offside position on the field. But she's having a lot of joy when she does give herself a bit of distance and width on that side, but it's a bit of a silly yellow card there for Nikki Flannery. The offside flag was up, the whistle had been blown, and she still kicked the ball away, which is a yellow card offence, so Beck Mackey is given no choice. But when Canberra do get their head up and find that switch of play into space, Nikki Flannery is finding some good areas out wide. Goes down well by Milivojevic. Toes that away. Wanderers throw in. Harding. Early ball into the box. Again, just lacking the shape and the curl on the cross. Falling into the grateful hands of Koko Mastorovic. And so 10 minutes of regulation time remain. The Wanderers looking for an answer. Canberra looking to solidify their position. The whistle has gone. Beck Mackey indicating it will be a Western Sydney Wanderers free kick. Well, both captains just coming in for a bit of a chat. And I think it was indeed for that coming together between Sophie Harding and Sophia Christopherson. Nonetheless, here is a Wanderers free kick. Once more, Amy Harrison to pull the strings. Good numbers in the box for the Wanderers, just lining up on the far side of the 18-yard box. What can Harrison produce here? Long cross lofted in. Mastorovic will go to ground. Well, Canberra, a team that have yet to produce a clean sheet for the season. In fact, the only team without a clean sheet for the year. No doubt Mastorovic would love to produce the first one of the season for the team. Abdul Masih. Now made toss. Nice footwork from Price. Here's Bruce, searching ball. It's done well. Makomaski gives chase, but can't quite find it. Well, interesting too, 38 final third entries for Canberra and the 64 for Western Sydney. But it is indeed the number above that one that matters most. Canberra with the goal. A very narrow lead at the moment. Here's Heyman. Good toe from the Wanderers, and Flannery pounces on a bit of a narrow pass. Early release from Heyman. Abdul Masih closing down. Goes to ground well. Price combining with Rue. Mackenzie across again, as she's done on a number of occasions this afternoon. Rue continues to threaten with that pace up front. Abdul Masih clears into the body of Sophia Christopherson, and it will be a Western Sydney Wanderers corner. Well, that's a fantastic bit of skill by Ella Abdelmassi, the 17-year-old. Well, another opportunity for the Wanderers to make something of a corner. 7 for the game this afternoon. They haven't minded corners across the course of the season. They've scored from 3, in fact. And Liv Price delivers to see if she can add another to the tally. Harding's header again sails over the crossbar. Doesn't quite have a dial in this afternoon. She's definitely finding herself in good positions and picking up the ball to get a shot or an opportunity away. But we've seen a few of those just miss the target. Good leap on that one there, Sophie Harding. Here's Nathan battling with Chisari, who's tried to get her pass away but scuffed the ground a little. Nice little drop of the shoulder from Stanic Floody. She's brought down by Chisari. She's not too happy about that call. And I think that face from Mary Stanic Floody says it all as well. Well, a cool head on a young player, Stanic Floody. As the foul count just continues to edge its way, as this game does as well. Ticking around into 5 minutes remaining of regulation time, and you can see the hurriedness there from Sham Karmas. Just trying to get things moving for her side, and they need to as well if they want to get something out of this game. A little push in the back there from Stanic Floody to Chisari. It will be a Wanderers free kick, and Harrison again knows she's got to move a little quickly here. Harrison with the free kick. Will hold up. Good strength shown by Harding. She drives into the box, looks to get the shot away. Deflected, and Milivojevic can find the feet of Ruby Nathan. Well, it looked for half a breath there that had opened up really well for Sophie Harding. Still full of running despite going down with that little ankle twist.
Coming onto the field is number 8, Olivia Fry. Coming onto the field, number 18, Malia Morris.
Well, there you hear it. Liv Price, after another tidy performance, making way for the returning Malia Morris, the American. Oh, she's spent a few weeks on the sideline with injury, but the 23-year-old, important point in this side, as is Melissa Caceres, really talented midfield player, taking the place of Liv Price. So Malia Morris, Mel Caceres coming on, 2 experienced heads. And so all outfield players emptying the bench there of Robbie Hooker's side. Early chance for Malia Morris, but the flag is raised. And there's confirmation of that sub to Mel Caceres, taking the place of Maddie McComiskey. So Mackenzie with the free kick for Canberra, a long one at that. Good battle between Bruce and Heyman. Milivojevic. Now Ilioski, that pass read a little too easily by Chisari. Rojas just looking to break up play. Well worked by the Wanderers. Here's Abdelmassi, good first time pass. Harding can turn and drive. Looks to thread a ball through, perhaps should have gone herself. Wanderers still with a chance, first time strike. Doesn't bother Nestorovic on that occasion. But Harding continues to present a bit of a headache. And some really neat touches, fast sinking from substitute Ella Abdelmassi opened up Canberra United's defence really easily there. Bruce to Matos. Well read by Christopherson. Solid coming together between the 2 young players. Abdelmassi, the 17-year-old. Christopherson, the 19-year-old. Looked as though it was a really solid coming together of bodies, but perhaps, yeah, a little too much giving on that from Abdul Masi. More eyes for the player than the ball, just on that occasion. Alex McKenzie will jog across into a bit of shade to take, and unsurprising long ball just to relieve the pressure of the back line for Canberra. Here's Cote Rojas. Flannery with the overlapping run. Deflected rather kindly to Cote Rojas. She's still bustling for the ball. Two Wanderers players trying to slow her down. Christopherson too, trying to find a way through. As we're into the final minute of regulation time. Imagine there will be a few minutes of stoppage time given some of the changes, the stoppages, drinks break, injuries we've seen in this second half. It's been a bit stop-starty at times. Level of urgency has just risen. You can hear the crowd picking up as well. Stanic-Floody puts her boot through it. Heyman chases well. Harrison stands off and Heyman has a bit of time with the ball, turns on the ball too. Milivojevic. Back to Flannery, who is just going to try and slow things down here. Not opting to go for goal, rather to make the most, and that's really good strength shown by Nikki Flannery. Early throw from the Wanderers. Here's Morris, helps it on. Looking for the run of Harding. But good tidy up work as she's done all afternoon from Alex McKenzie. Harding. Runs into pressure. Heyman deep to collect the ball. Here's Flannery. Milivojevic swivels. Nice release pass to Christopherson, but her first touch evades her. Well, we've ticked over regulation time as Morris looks for an early entry into the box, and that one will not trouble Koko Mastorovic. As we have confirmation, 7 minutes of stoppage time. Unsurprisingly, as just mentioned, there's been a number of injuries, a number of players receiving treatment on the field into this second half. Caceres dances around the ball, nice touches. Releases Matos. Still running Matos. Morris, the fresh legs. The Wanderers just looking for an answer, a response, an equaliser here late in this one. Harrison pressed high up into her attacking half. Harrison, little drop of the shoulder, toe from Stanic-Floody was an important one. Breyer can help on. And that's read well from Devon Jackson, who's had a little bit of a quieter second half, but that's an important touch. Releases Heyman. Oh, in no real hurry is Michelle Heyman, as 2 minutes of the allotted 7. But here's Jackson, who will centre the ball. That's dropped to Ruby Nathan really nicely. Straight into the hands of Sham Khamis. Well, that would have been all but game, set, match for Canberra United had they been able to work that one into the back of the net. Abdul Masi with her arms in the air, looking for an answer from her team, asking for an option. That's well read by Ilioski. Flannery. Space just really starting to open up as risk versus reward for the Wanderers. But well marshalled there by Danica Matos, who continues to work hard. Well, this is the early chance, the deflection off the back. She did have a bit of pressure on her Ruby Nathan. Matos. Flannery able just to get a little toe to poke that one away. Alioski comes across to cover and scoops that one away. Headed back by Matos and Milivojevic. Good touches in the middle of the park by Indy Breyer, but it's bustled out for a Wanderers throw-in, taken quickly by Abdulmasi. Indy Breyer, the 17-year-old. Caceres now, Matos. The Wanderers just with a little bit of momentum here, trying to fashion a final chance late in this one, trying to get something out of this game. Canberra United holding on to a really skinny 1-0 lead. Amy Harrison will put the head down, pump the arms and give chase to tidy up at the back for the Wanderers. Long searching ball into the 18-yard box, as Mastorovic will watch that one harmlessly roll out. 4.5 minutes of the allotted 7 have elapsed. There's another Liberty A-League game underway at the moment too. Make sure you keep a close eye on that one. That's in halftime, Brisbane Roar and the Central Coast Mariners. There is a score there, so make sure you flick over when this one finishes up. We've got 2 minutes to play of stoppage time, just over, here at McKellar Park. Morris, nice little drop of the shoulder. Trying to thread it to Harding. Breyer gets the shot away, good shot as well. Forces the save out of Mastorovic. And India Breyer, the 17-year-old substitute. Well, she's had a busy afternoon, Mastorovic. Good centering pass. The ball dropped from Harding to Indy Breyer in just her 5th appearance for the Western Sydney Wanderers. A late chance on that occasion drifts over the head of Breyer. 90 seconds remain here at McKellar Park. Can Canberra United hold on? Heyman deep in her own defensive half, doing the defensive duties as the ball is placed down by Cesari. But Mastorovic will take all the time she can. "60 seconds remain. You can hear the shouts of 1 minute remain. Vicky Bruce helps on. Harding. Not a player you want it to fall to. Indy Breyer gets the eyes up. The cross has to be good. The delivery has to be pinpoint, and the take has to be even better. Well, Coco Mastorovic, take a bow. It's been quite the afternoon for the shot stopper. And the impact that India Breyer has made since coming on has been excellent too for the Western Sydney Wanderers, as the allotted 7 minutes ticks away, and a bit of a clumsy challenge through the back of Ruby Nathan. Well, Canberra United will gratefully take their time as Alex McKenzie sets up. And time is all but in the hands of Beck Mackey, the centre referee for this afternoon, as we do tick over the 7 minutes of stoppage time. Perhaps one last push forward from the Western Sydney Wanderers, and it is Malia Morris making a break. Can she finish against Canberra United? She does! It's in the back of the net in what surely must be the dying seconds of this game. Heartbreak for Canberra United, and a moment of redemption for Western Sydney Wanderers, as Malia Morris, in her return to the side, levels things up here at McKellar Park. A neat finish, an experienced finish, and the Wanderers have drawn level. Well, it's another look down at the watch from Beck Mackey. And perhaps even one last push forward from Western Sydney, as Ella Abdulmasi releases Sophie Harding. Emma Ilioski tidies up. Nice neat turn from Abdulmasi. Caceres, centering pass to Morris. Rojas working hard. Caceres again fouled right on the edge of the 18-yard box, but nothing given, says Beck Mackey. As Vesna Milivojevic looks to make something. We are well over stoppage time, 8.5 minutes, as Beck Mackey brings the whistle to her mouth. And 98.5 minutes of play will feel like 3 points dropped for Canberra United. And 2 points gained, or one at least, for Western Sydney Wanderers. Disappointment for Canberra United, but a hard-worked finish to the end of a long, hot game for both sides, and Western Sydney Wanderers holding on to the very last breath. Well, the result this afternoon cannot be separated. The spoils are shared between Canberra and Western Sydney, and just 4 days from now, they'll face each other again, and each will go away and look to find a way to secure all 3 points in that next coming together. Well, we finish here at McKellar Park. Canberra United 1, Western Sydney Wanderers 1. Well, what a dramatic end to a hard-worked arm wrestle of a game. The first 45 minutes, would be fair to say, Western Sydney Wanderers had the clearer cut of the chances. Koko Mastorovic, definitely the goalkeeper, called into action more times than what we saw from Sham Karmas. That, the best opportunity of the first half, denied by Mastorovic, who had an excellent match for Canberra this afternoon. Well, it was always going to be a big second 45 minutes as well for both sides. Went into the break at half-time, 0-0. Neither side able to open the scoring up. Well, this was the deciding factor. Malia Morris in her return to the Western Sydney Wanderers, and a rather subdued celebration given the way in which it was taken right at the end of the game, but what a neat finish it is from the American. A welcome return to the red and the black for Robbie Hooker's side, and heartbreak for Canberra United, and surely the dying breaths of this game. Well, it was an arm wrestle of a match. Things really opened up a bit in the second half. 2 shots on target in the end for Canberra, and just the 6 for the Western Sydney Wanderers. A physical game, lots of fouls across from both teams. And, well, catch your breath, but don't go anywhere. There's plenty of Liberty A-League action still playing this afternoon, so be sure to switch over and check out those games. On behalf of the whole crew here, many thanks for your company this afternoon on Paramount Plus. Well, bye for now, and we'll see you very soon.